Hello, Closet Encouragement coming to you today. On some day in May, right? Didn't we forget the days when quarantine started? And even though we were teaching kids, we were still just crazy and all over the place. So, if you have not ever watched one of my Closet Encouragements, my name is Beth Wethington, and I'm from Kentucky. And I have a website called Dreams Unlimited with Beth.life. So check it out and give me some feedback. Good, bad, the ugly. I can take it. I have got 3 kids, so I can take about anything you can throw at me, right? And they're all little, so that helps a lot. But I come at least once a week if everything works out great with some closet encouragement. It was not started because I wanted to hide from my kids in the closet and have an adult moment, but it came because of the movie The War Room. And she created a war room in her closet. I did the same, and I'm also using it to share with you and give you some closet encouragement for the day. So, my question for you this week is, whose standards are you living by? You know, whose life are you living? And let me tell you, I'm just going to share straight from me. These are things that have been heavy on my heart for the last couple of weeks. I've just had some heavy weight on my shoulders, and I just want to share with you and be real with you for a little bit. So I really appreciate you taking your time to let me do that. So I always lived for everybody else's standards, either standards that they thought that I should live, or standards of the people that I thought that I needed to be. And I think that's common, though. I mean, don't we all do that, kind of? You know, try to live up to our parents' expectations. We all have different levels with that. I'm very grateful for the expectations I tried to live up with my parents, because they taught me a really big work ethic. So I'm very grateful for that. But I'm just going to share with you when this moment hit me. And let me tell you, it hit me late in life, okay? It did not hit me till my 30s. So my oldest daughter, I have 3 kids, and they are 8, 5, and 4. So those last 2 were tornadoes, for sure. I always say that I have a circus if you are around me, and I love it, and I love them for everything that they are, because they are teaching me incredible things in life. But my oldest will turn 9 in July. And I have learned more about life from her than I think I have almost anything. She motivates me to do the very best that I can in life. But she has also taught me the realistic things about life, the hard things about life. And, you know, this poor baby, she is wonderful. She was the only grandchild on both sides for a few years. And from the time she was 3 until 5, I had changed places where I was teaching because I was once in education. She had lost one of her grandmas, which she is super close. We are all a close family, super close to her. She had 2 siblings that were born, 2 almost back-to-back siblings. And so I think life was a little wild on her. It was a little wild on all of us. But she has definitely took it like a champ, and we definitely have our good days and our bad days. She's definitely a little girl in all aspects, a girl, in all of the attitudes and everything. But I'm grateful that there are the days that she has the attitudes. I'm grateful for everything that she is, because she has awakened in me a motivation that I didn't have a clue what direction it was going. So, I told you a little bit about my oldest daughter, and now let's talk about my standards. You know, who was I living for? You know, I was just meeting the standards of wherever I was at in life. You know, was I a mom? Was I a school teacher? Was I a wife? A daughter? A daughter-in-law? You know, whoever needed me to be whatever, that's the standards that I was trying to live for. Now, it comes because I do have a servant heart. I have a very servant heart. So I like to make people happy. And I don't have to have a lot out of it. I don't have to have a lot of gratitude or thankfulness out of it. Like, it's just in me to want to do it. But when life hit for that little girl, life hit for me. And we together have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. We have seen the tears. We have seen the anger. We have seen so much. But let me tell you the most important thing that she taught me. She taught me that I didn't need to live by anybody's standards but my own. Because to get through my standards, to get to them, I had to figure out what was most important in my life. And what was most important in my life was God, was her, and what am I supposed to do about this? How am I supposed to make these go together? Now, of course, my other children, and, you know, goodness, having all three of them, and the career changes, and the dreams, and everything. Oh, I mean, they've taught me so much. But when I need to calm it down and to get focused, I think about my oldest daughter. And I ask myself, what kind of job am I doing for her to inspire her, to help her grow, to work through these struggles? And I'm watching the good and the bad out of it. I'm watching that Maddie can be a hateful little turd a lot of days. But she also reminds me that if I want her to become better, I have to become better. And I got to start having those conversations with her. And we have those conversations and working on it and praying and loving God and all those things. And, you know, I think back a little bit. When I was raising her and all this life was going on, whose standards was I living by? Was I living by what our family needed or what everybody else needed? You know, who was I trying to become? Do I need to become the greatest for the neighbor down the road? Or do I need to become the greatest for my children? And she has just been amazing. And she, I don't think, has a clue the power that she has on me as far as making me grow and see the good and the bad. To think and challenge myself and motivate myself on how to do better, how to become better for her. And I'm going to have to stick with it with her. And I'm going to have to help her grow and show her. But as a parent, realizing that things are not perfect and that I have a standard that I need to meet for my family, and sitting down and having conversations with her, that my wheels are constantly turning. How can I get out of her if something's wrong? How can I get out of her just anything for us to communicate? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely the biggest blessing that I can have. But she was just, I mean, it's just been wonderful the way it's happened, and it's not been pretty, and it's not been perfect. But I wouldn't trade it for a minute because there is so much growth there. There is so much growth in the way that life hit both of us, and we both have to grow. And I want her to find God and to talk to Him every day. And I want her to have dreams. And, you know, finding that not until my 30s is okay, because that's my journey. But I look at her and I ask myself, how do I teach her to just live by her and God's standards? How do I teach her that? How do I show her that? And if I can do that, and if I can influence her, then I'm doing a really darn good job as a mom. And that's all that I have to worry about, is the relationship between her and I. That's what I have to worry about. So my standards as a mom does not need to be what I see on Facebook from other moms. Does not even need to be what I see from moms at our church, in our family. None of it. It needs to be the standards between God and I, and what I can do to influence my children. And then if it can keep going, because I love to influence and encourage and just share from my heart, then amazing. Like, pinch me and wake me up. Because if I can encourage someone today, one person, if I can do that, that's amazing, because I just want to share that you're not alone. You're not alone in trying to figure out whose standards you're supposed to be living by. We are not perfect. We have made mistakes. Lord, the mistakes and the sins and everything that I've had in my life, whew, I can't even think about that with her, with my oldest. There's no telling what all she's going to do. But my standard right now with her is all that matters. All that matters as a mom is what I'm doing with my children. And if I'm praying to God every day and I'm working on what I need to do, where my family is at, not where your family's at, not where the neighbor's family's at, not where the other girls at church, at school, or wherever. It's not any of them. None of us are in the same journey. It is what is our standards right here and right now, and what are we doing with them, and how are we influencing and inspiring our children. And, it's hard. And like I've said, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It is so imperfect and not pretty, and cries and yells and, oh gosh, everything. But it is a wonderful journey that if you put God first and you realize that there's nobody else's standards to live by, then that really, really will do a lot for you. And, I want it to give you confidence, and I want it to help you fight your fears. That is something, that's where she motivates me even more. The fears that I have in life, she motivates me to get through them. She motivates me so that way I can look at her and say, girl, Mama wasn't scared, and you don't have to be scared. Mama's not ever been scared, or, not scared enough to stop you. Mama has always worked through her fears, and you can too. There's nothing that has to stop you. And I just, it makes me speechless. It makes me cry, and it took me a long time to get here. But it's beautiful when you do, because we all have fears. We all have struggles. Raising her is a struggle, because I think about all the life that she went through as a little bitty girl that just was like thrown into this whirlwind of life. And she has held on. Great. But we got some scar tissue out of it. We got a super hateful attitude sometimes. And, I look at that and I can sit there and I could think, how did I mess up? Where did I mess up? But you know what I think? I think about how can I make sure that she takes that opinionatedness, that, I don't even think that's a word, how she takes these things and how she can run with it and channel it to the good. And, just find that she can have such strength but be joyful. So it's it's a journey. It's a journey, and like I said, it ain't pretty. But I have found joy in those things, and I have found motivation, and I have found ways to keep it going, because I've focused on my standards, not anyone else's. So we all have fears. We all have struggles, and I pray a lot of times for God to prune my life and to use my life. And that's so much an answer of that. To prune my life, to understand that there's no other standards except for the standards that I need in my home, that I need in my life for my family. So to prune many things that have blocked me from that. And then to, he prunes it, and he helps me focus on the things, and then to help me find the joy, the sanity in those crazy moments, those moments that I think that I'm not going to be able to figure this out. It's just, he can prune so much and help us so much in our lives, and it's just amazing. And I really encourage you to, open up the Bible, to look for things that will help you where you're at. Reach out to me. That's awesome. I would love to. Listen, that's with our business, with life. I do a whole lot of just really being a daughter of Christ and wanting to love and fellowship with people. But so I hope with this encouragement, it can help you think twice about your standards. Are they your standards? Are they your standards? Do you know for sure what are your standards? What is the most important things to you? And are you really living your standards, or are you living somebody else's? Please think about that. Have conversations. That's a great way to reach out to me, is just to talk about that, because I lived many, many years for somebody else's standards and still have trouble with it many, many times. And that's just my journey, and that's all right. I hope you've enjoyed the encouragement, and it's been encouragement for you. Definitely check out anything, our YouTube channel, the website, Dreams Unlimited with Beth.life. On Facebook, reach out any way that you want to, because I would love to be an encouragement to you. You will be to me. You will be an amazing blessing to me. Subscribe to the channel. But I hope that you have an awesome day. And we love you all, and God bless.